welcome to sample one of the recap with yours truly, Ptara Pterodactyl, and my co-host,
I'm Lindsey.
Lindsey!
Cool nickname, so maybe that will come.
Ooh, okay, we'll add that to the list. We need to get you a nickname.
Yeah.
So I was just sharing my idea with Lindsey about how Allie G has tracks and singles on the runs or episodes, and we are going to be samples because stool samples. Like, why not?
So it's so fitting for the recap.
So fitting. Like, we got to keep with the poop theme. And then what better for, Lindsey and I, we're both 40 plus. We have severe ADD and we act like 12-year-old boys. So this is going to be really interesting.
So it is perfect.
Perfect. So I guess we're just going to start and tell a little bit about each other, ourselves. Like, I think a lot of our listeners know who we are. We're kind of famous, but I've been spotted in the wild.
In the wild.
I was so excited.
You get recognized in Boston.
Yeah. Shout out. Yeah, right at the BAA 5K, there was 10,000 people. 10,000 people. And Maria, are you Ptara Pterodactyl? I'm like, well, yes, I am.
God damn it.
I was like, you know what?
And
I'm not even going to run this race. I've made it. I can die. I am good. And I was thinking about that today because I have the CVG shorts and I have like 10 pair of them. And I was wearing the dinosaur ones that day. I was like, how perfect is this?
So perfect.
It's like Ptara Pterodactyl in her dinosaur shorts. But I don't think I really need to say much about myself.
I aspire to that level of
yeah.
fame. Well, level of fame.
We got to get you a nickname. We got to work on that. Lindsey, we'll work on it.
You don't make your own nickname.
Yeah, no, you can't.
You have to, someone else needs to coin it.
Okay,
it needs to be very organic.
So for all two of our listeners, if you could please work on that, we need to get Lindsey a nickname.
I mean, it easily will have to do something with poop.
Yes.
Obviously.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we can get into that too. I will say, and this is spare no details. Lindsey is probably, I've run with a lot of people, and if I were to put money on who was going to shit themselves on a run, I would pick Lindsey. All the time. I 100% would pick to run with Lindsey.
Yeah.
If there was a contest and they're like, if you could win $1 million and you could only pick one person to run with and they would have to shit their pants, who would it be?
Everyone would pick me.
Hands down, Lindsey.
Anyone that's ever run with me would pick me.
I can't tell you how many times like Lindsey's just takes off and I'm like, oh, okay, like group runs. And the next thing you know, I see her freaking darting out of the woods from the side. I'm like, holy, like what? And she's like, oh, Code Brown.
Oh,
Code Brown. I was like, I knew I'd catch up with you. Oh gosh.
Well, me. That's me in a nutshell right there.
Yeah, I guess we're introducing each other. I don't know. I just feel like everybody knows a lot about me. I have been running for years. I still run a ton. I love it. I tried to give it up back in November and I lasted like 2 weeks. I just couldn't not run. I was trying to focus on strength training, but I just love the community, honestly. Like I was telling my friend Jen the other day, I was like, well, Jen, I was like, I don't even really like running. I don't. And I was like, it's hard. Like running has never been easy for me. I've never gone on a run and been like, wow, that was so easy. Like it's been every step I've ever taken has been so difficult and hard and like physically, mentally. And I was like, but what you get out of a run is what I do it for. The community. Like I have been trying to expand my community this year because I was like, I need to run with different people and stuff. But it's hard to find people that want to run at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
But like
not too many of them.
Yeah. But Sunday I ran at 9 in the morning. I was like, who am I? And it was glorious. The sun was out. It was like, oh my gosh. But ran with, some of my Millennium Running people. I'm a part of that club, but I just absolutely love running. And I'm so happy that this podcast came into my life. And I don't think I would have ever ran an ultra marathon if I didn't hop on this podcast with Eric and Erica. So again, I need new friends. Bad influences.
Running friends are the worst.
Right?
The worst influences ever.
The worst.
Come on, you want to sign up for this race.
Yeah, and it's like Mount Washington. Like I was like, I did that in 2021. I signed up the year COVID happened. I got in. They postponed it for a year. I did that, and I was like, I will never do that again. And now I'm like, registration opens February 8th.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Remember, I sent that in the group chat. I was like, are you guys all in?
Yeah.
We're all in, right?
Yeah.
On the run.
Oh my God. I'm like, I don't want to do it. I don't, but I'll do it. I'll do it.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's definitely the community.
Yeah.
I'm the same way because I've been running for a while and as you very well know, I've been in a very, very long running slump. And I kind of tie it to like moving into the middle of nowhere. So as soon as I moved further away and kind of got further away from all the people that I run with, my desire to run it just has gone right down the shitter.
Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah, I'm trying, but it's so hard to like motivate myself to get up and run by myself when it's pitch black out and I live in the middle of nowhere and it's like even darker than where I used to live. So
Right? Yeah, that's like for me, that was before I joined She Runs This Town. I think it was back in I want to say it was 2017. And I met like amazing people on there and I joined my very first group run. And before that, like I was a solo runner. Like I didn't want to run with anybody. I was all nervous about my pace and all that. And then I met girls and then I found my group. And then now it's like, I don't want to run by myself. I can't tell you the last time I did a solo run besides being on my treadmill.
yeah.
But it's like, it's just the conversations. It just like I did 5 miles the other day with a group of girls and it flew by. It was awesome. So I totally get that. It's hard when you don't have people because it's the accountability and it's like, I don't really need to run.
Right.
But
Well, and
like,
that's exactly what's been happening to me. And I do have plenty of people I can run with. I just have lost that motivation of like, oh, now it takes me longer to get anywhere to meet up with people. And
yeah, I gotta give you props.
And it's just excuses. It is literally all excuses.
Well, if I had to drive 35 minutes for a 4:40 run, I probably wouldn't do it. I mean, I probably would because I'm crazy like that. But you have met us multiple times in Manchester. So I give you props for that because that's an early wake up call.
Yeah, but then every time I run, I'm like, oh, see, when I run with other people, I'm like, I love to run. I love running. Yeah. And then I run by myself and I'm like, oh shit, why is this so hard?
Well, you know what we should do? One of our episodes, I'll meet you for a lunch run and we'll just record ourselves the whole time running and then we'll have Eric edit it and it can just be like
it's going to just be me being completely out of breath. Like,
yeah, it's going to be like, and then like farting and burping.
I was just going to say, so much farting.
Yeah, it's going to be our most downloaded episode. Heavy breathing, farting, and burping. It's going to be so great. And then a couple, look at that dog.
People
there's
are like,
another dog.
Is this ASMR?
Yeah, right? We're like, well, that went a different way than we thought. Oh, God. I knew we were going to make some money somehow.
Totally. And not just off of only feet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's Erica's gig.
I know. It is. So do we want to get into sort of what our vision is?
Yeah, I was saying what I had an idea and I was thinking that like for future episodes, if we have guests on, I think it would be really cool to go back and revisit like the first 25 episodes and try to reach out to some of those people and be like, it's been 3 years. Like, what are you doing? What's going on?
What are you up to now?
Have you shit your pants recently? Like, what's up? Because it's like, the people that they just had on, it's like they're fresh, I know there's some people that they've had on that I'm like, oh my gosh, I could, listen to them all day long and they have so many more stories to tell. But I think it would be cool just to like the OGs of the pod, the first year one and, see what those people are up to. So
I think that's cool. And plus, like, On the Runs has come so far as a podcast, from when where they first started.
Right.
So I think it would be cool to go back and like kind of get to know the guests again.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be fun too to like re-listen to some of these episodes because I will say I've listened to every single episode. Mm-hmm. But those ones are, gosh, you and I both were back in the day. I remember when I first met Eric, it was at the Shamrock Half Marathon in Manchester, and he was with Erica, and they were recording in his truck, I think. And they gave me a magnet, I think. And they're like, yeah, we just started a podcast. Do you want to be on it? And I was like, yeah, sure. But now it's like,
why not?
I have like imposter syndrome because it's like some of the people they have on now. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, why did they have me on the pod? I was like, I literally am like a nobody. But then it's like they have, they've got Peloton instructors and like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, that person has like 1 million followers on Instagram and I have 842.
Oh, I would never be invited to be on nowadays.
Yeah, right. I know. I'd be in their DMs. Are you guys ready for me yet? No? Okay. Let me know. I'll DM you next month.
We need to hear all about how slowly you run and how much you shit yourself. Yeah, right. I'm like, okay.
Would you like to talk about my 10-mile run I did at an 11:12 pace the other day? It was fantastic. Like, kind of a big deal. But yeah, so this is kind of like, obviously this is new for us. So we're going to kind of find our way. And I feel like a lot of it is going to be unscripted, which I think is who we are.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, you and I are both 40 plus with massive ADD and We like to, talk like middle school boys. We were just talking about how all day long we just rip memes off to each other through Instagram, and it's either dog related or farting or shitting. So that's basically where this podcast is going. So yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't like that kind of stuff, we might not be for you, but we're funny.
We are. So, I mean, we think we are. We making ourselves laugh. I just saw a meme and it was like, if laughing at your own jokes was cool or something, I'd have an 8-pack. And I was like, pretty much.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. So we're going to do the recap at the end of every month. And then if there's certain episodes that happen during that month and something like, stood out to you, we can talk about it. I was just looking at all the guests that they had. Let me just run down who the January guests were. So started out with Susie Chan. Hillary Kupchis, did I say that right? Kapish? I think it's Kapish. Darius and Star Blackford, the Sweden outro when Eric was ripping it up in Sweden. Kelly Roberts, Mary Morgan, and then today was Chad Zimmerman. Today is in Tuesday the 20th.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking, even today's episode, Chad, I think he talked about just a couple things, but he could have gone on forever. So, and then Mary Morgan, how cool is she?
She was so cool.
I was like, I want to hang out with her.
I totally was like, she just seems like the chillest person ever.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it's listening to Susie Chan, who we're both Peloton people. And I was like, I could listen to her talk all day, mostly because of her accent. And I was like, can you say banana again? Certain things. I was like, ooh, I'm going to say it like that now.
I love how much we all nerd out too if we repost any of their stories and they comment on it. Oh my gosh, Susie Chan just commented on my story.
Yeah, absolutely. I know, it's so great. I don't know about you, but when they had Bex on last year, I had just got my Peloton tread and I had no idea who to look for runner instructors, and then so immediately I was Bex, and now I'm all Bex. If I'm not doing one of the Power Zone challenges, I will only, I don't want to say only, I have 3 instructors, and Susie's one of them. But I watched Susie's Badwater documentary, and I was just totally blown away with how awesome she is. And I love that she's a master, she's in her 40s, I think, right, or maybe almost 50, and still kicking ass, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, she's such a badass.
Yeah. So there was a lot of really great guests this January, and I know that they have a lot coming up in February too. And then we've got some events that we're doing too. I told Erica I was going to tag along with her to a bunch of stuff. And this, we were just talking about it today, goes all the way out to the end of the year. So crewing, whether that's crewing at a race. I don't really see an ultra in my plans, but I didn't see hamster wheel either.
We'll see about that.
Right?
We'll see about that.
Who just signs up for an ultra on a whim?
You do.
I know. I'm so I have this I don't know if you do this, but I see something and I'm like, oh, I can do that. And it's I don't know, it's a friggin' Olympic trial for the bobsled team. And I'm like, oh, where do I sign up? I'm like, I've never been in a bobsled before, but I'm just, my brain's I can do
curling?
that.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll sign up for Olympic curling. I can do that.
I'm like, oh, women's figure skating. Oh yeah, I got that. I'm like, can we just switch up the leotard? I need a full onesie.
That would be the most awkward thing ever for me to try to do that.
Oh yeah, but I don't know why I'm like this.
Without tripping, but
you're I'll do figure skating, but no toe picks. I just I don't know why I'm like this, and it's I'm like, oh, I can do that. But and I'm totally going off topic, but I think that normal human beings like us should go into a lottery and we should pick a event out of a hat and have to do an Olympic event.
Yes.
I think that
would make
hilarious.
I mean, I know how much you guys were into the Olympics this year.
Yes.
So much.
Yes. I think
that would really make the Olympics top tier.
Well, that's why
you wouldn't want to miss it.
People are I really want to know how hard this is. And they're well, let's throw a regular guy off the street into this event and see how he performs. Then you'll know how hard it is. I can just see myself at the top of Winter Olympics, at the top of the GS course next to Lindsey Vaughn. And I'm looking at her yeah, let's go. And then me just going straight for it and breaking every single bone in my body and then rolling across the finish line being yeah, I did it.
I would probably immediately fall and then just fucking tumble down the whole way.
Or it's it's that 5 minutes later and here comes Lindsay in a pizza going around the gates. I got
it. It'd either be that or just...
Or all of a sudden you see Lindsay and she's off course and I'm like, it's okay, everyone. She's just shitting. She's in the woods shitting. I know that this is a 1 minute race, but she's only good for 15 seconds. Oh God.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, anyways, with that,
What we are hoping moving forward
keyword
is
there.
that as the month goes along and On the Runs has their guests, that listeners will post any like questions that they have that maybe weren't answered during the episode or anything else that they'd like to know about the guest. And then Tara and I would hopefully be able to either reach out to them to get responses or maybe have them back on like a future recap episode. Yeah. So that's kind of the whole idea of it. And then you're just going to get a bunch of unhinged nonsense as well.
Yeah. And right now, we're not doing like any separate social media or anything. Like, we're not doing an Instagram or anything. That'd be way too hard to manage with all of our followers. But we may lean on Eric and Erica to be like, hey, can you post this in your story to be like, ask us questions? We might just do like a Q&A episode, or like, hey, what do you guys want to hear more of, or stuff like that. Like, do, you know, polls on the Instagram story. So look for that. But this is obviously very brand new. Like I had mentioned, we've got some events coming up. Lindsey, Erica, and I are going down to the Run Show, which is March 1st. So we're not sure yet if that's going to be, because Eric's going to be in Cancun. So we may actually, the three of us, do the episode on that Monday night while he's gone and record about the Run Show, or that could be us. So this is kind of just like I don't know, like I don't even know what you want to call it.
Or just fly by the seat of our pants.
Yeah, we're going to see where this goes. And I'm sure that we're going to come up with stuff along the way. Again, this is sample 1, stool sample 1. So hopefully when we're at like stool sample 12, which will be at the end of the year, maybe, we'll have a little bit more of a structured outline and some like fun things to do and more stuff. But other than that, how is Winter Warrior going for you? For those of you that don't know, Lindsey and I think we've done this. I think that we've done this for, God, I don't know, the past 6-7 years. It's been forever. So it's put on by Marathon Sports, which was also Runner's Alley, but Marathon Sports bought Runner's Alley. And it's for the month of January, and it's outdoor miles only. Walking, running. I don't think it, like, does snowshoeing?
I think snowshoeing counts.
Snowshoeing, hiking.
It can't be like on a bike, like bike miles,
a bike,
or
right. I don't
like
think
that.
Skiing, you can't do that.
No.
But you log your miles. You can join a team. You can do it solo. They actually give away a pair of shoes a week. They have weekly contests and stuff.
You won.
I did. I won a pair of Asics. They're going to be here tomorrow, which I'm super excited about because they've got like the thick layer of foam on the bottom, which I run in the New Balance 10s right now. And those are like perfect. And they're very similar to those. So I'm pumped because I'm like, that's a $165 shoe.
Yeah, this is the first year that I haven't won yet, but I also haven't been posting that much.
Yeah.
So, this year is just not, the last 2 years, I just haven't really been like way into it because it's just how it's been. And plus, it was so cold last week. It was,
oh my God, this
awful.
Has been the coldest January since 2022. I think they said. So 2-3 years.
Yeah.
But I started my streak. I'm almost on, it'll be 2 years in May. So the last couple winters, I'm like, I might as well do it because I'm outside for at least 1 mile every day.
Yeah.
But with this challenge, you don't have to, they give you like a rest day. So remember like back in the day when I first did it, it was, you had gold, silver, and bronze.
Yes. And I was always like, I need to get gold. I have to get gold. And I would.
Yeah. I never.
And then they were like, oh, and if you don't log your miles 4 days and like, if you let 4 days go by without logging, then you get booted.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like it was hardcore. And I was like,
strict.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, this is like, if I like, I don't know, went out to boot camp or something, I'm like, this is legit. So like the people that you had to average 5 miles a day. Like you had to do 5 or more miles a day outside to get gold. Silver was 3 or more. And then bronze was 1 or more. But it was every single day. You couldn't skip a day. And then they like got lax throughout the years. They I think 2 years later they did it as an average. So like if you averaged the 5 miles, you got gold. But so you could run like 10 miles on a Monday and then do a mile on Tuesday and then still be at gold status. And then now it's just like, do what you want.
They got rid of that. Oh, you want a rest day? You're fine.
Yeah. I think people spoke up and they were like, oh, we need rest days and all this. And I'm like, well, what's a mile?
Then don't do the challenge.
Just walk 1 mile outside. Like it's not that big a deal. It's active recovery. Anyways.
Yeah, so this year, and I think last year too, those were the only 2 years that I actually did walking miles. Every other year, I'm like, no, I have to run. I was like so way more disciplined.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I don't know. I like it because it just keeps you going and it gets you outside.
Yeah.
And it's just, I'm a person that like, I need a challenge. I have to sign up for something to keep myself motivated. Hence my 4 spring half marathons. I got a little aggressive, but it's like, I need something. So it's like, this was always just a great like start to the year.
Yeah,
But
it is.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the new rules.
Yeah,
But
I just don't get as into it.
yeah, I know. It's like, oh, well, I don't need to go out today because you can have a rest day.
Yeah.
Or it's like, I think I
Well,
have.
you already have you have your streak going on.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
you're not
I do at least 1 mile. Like today I did 1.25. And then I ran 3 on the treadmill because I didn't have anybody to run with this morning. I was like, I'm not running in the dark solo. Although I feel like that would be a really great way to improve my pace. It would be sprinting because I would be like, okay, someone's about to murder me or there's a bear.
Especially where you live.
Oh, yeah.
Not
yeah.
it, not what you know what I mean.
I
The
know.
area.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I wouldn't run anywhere, honestly, by myself anymore. Which kind of leads me into my next thing that, what is it? It is Let Her Run Situational Awareness Training at Fleet Feet, which I think is February 10th.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody from Millennium Running Club, he posted that in our group page, and I believe he's the one that's leading the class. So it's never hurts to learn a couple, Chuck Norris moves and stuff, so you never know when you're running and you have to fend off a human or I don't know, like a possum,
A bear,
a bear,
a moose,
something. I don't know. Well, summer running, you get the flies. I got to tell you, this summer I was running around. I did a couple test runs of the Auburn 10 miler, and my biceps hurt after the run because I was literally like, I was running like this the whole time, and I was like, oh my god, people are driving by being like,
deer
why
flies?
Yeah, they were so bad.
Yeah.
And people are like, this girl probably has like Tourette's or something. Because I was just like, and then I'd like start running and then my hands would be up here. And it was just like, my arms literally hurt like after that run.
Is that going to be one of the defensive moves they teach? They're like,
Yeah.
just flail your arms around, karate chop the air.
Do the horse fly. Oh my gosh, we're gonna coin that one. Yeah, I don't know what was I? How did I segue into that?
Because we're talking about the situational awareness thing.
Yeah, and then I was like running solo and
having to ward off humans, and we started listing a bunch of different animals and flies and whatnot.
Yes. Oh, the outdoor miles for the Winter Warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This winter has been way more cold than the last few, so it's harder to get outside. And even this morning, like I walked my dogs in the dark because I knew it was going to be 20-mile-an-hour winds this afternoon. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. Like I'm so sick of the wind.
Yeah. That's like my least favorite weather to run in is like cold, windy weather.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I was doing a morning run. I think it was like 2 weeks ago during that cold snap. Jen and I finally were like, we need to get outside because I was like literally about to break my Peloton treadmill. I'm like, I can do like, I like walking on it. I can do low mileage, but I did like back-to-back runs on it and I was like going mentally insane. And we were running down Elm Street and the Elm Street tunnel, as you're aware of, I looked to my left and there was like a tree, and then I ran for 5 minutes and I looked to my left again and the tree was still there. And I was like, I'm not going anywhere. And I literally stopped and I had like a 5-year-old tantrum with Jen and I was like, this is stupid. And I was like, you go, I'm walking. And she's like, I'll walk with you. And I was like, I just hate it here. I hate it here.
Oh, it's Elm Street. It's a wind tunnel.
Oh, it was so bad. I was like, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, we're almost done. And then I'm like, oh my,
Nope,
that's
nope.
the same tree.
Nope, I'm still running in the same place.
It was brutal. I was like, I feel so bad for Jen because I've had like 2 mental breakdowns this winter running with her. And one of them was last Thursday. And like I got done the run. It was 4 miles and it was like the hardest run of my life. And I looked at her and I was like, I'm really sorry for being a little bitchy baby. And I literally, like, I was like complaining that I was being a bitch bag that whole run. And I'm really sorry because you have 3 children at home and you don't need to deal with a 4th. Okay?
I do like that you just use bitch bag.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Threw bitch bag in there.
That's a good one.
Wait, so what else? So we have those 2 events going on.
Oh, and also on that same day, the lottery for the Mount Washington Road Race opens.
Oh, yeah.
Are we doing it? What are we doing?
We're doing it.
Are we
I'm
doing
making the executive decision that this group is doing it.
So I think if you do a team, you have to have like a team captain and they need to gather everybody's email address. So I'm leaving that up to you.
Okay.
'Cause I'm not being the team captain because then I definitely have to do it.
No, you have to do it. You have
Well,
to do it regardless.
I'm going to make a new email address and then I'll decide if we get in, if I will accept the invitation. No,
Wait, how many people can be on a team?
I think 12.
12. Okay.
Yeah.
We should get 12 people.
Yeah. Mary Morgan's coming. She's in.
Oh, hell yeah, she's in.
It's going to be you, me, Eric, Erica. So there's 5. Mo's coming. Oh, by the way, Mary Morgan, she goes by, is it Momo? Why not Mimo? Mary, Emmy. Mimo.
We are the recrap. That's something we could ask her.
Oh, and she started following me today on Instagram. So Mimo and I are besties. I'll call her Mimo, and she'll call me Tara with a P. But yeah, so who else? I mean, we'll fill the 12. There's going to be a waiting list.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Come on.
Who's not going to want to run?
Who doesn't want to run?
Yeah. I mean, the Sasquatch will be back. That might be a team member.
I'm gonna actually dress as a Sasquatch.
Oh, what about we could get a stoolie costume and run as turds up Mount Washington? Maybe I'll do that.
Oh my gosh, one of us could run as Stoolie, and then I'll run as as toilet paper, as like a roll of toilet paper.
Perfect. I'm in. All right, you got me. Oh man. So yeah, we got that going on. So I guess we got to kind of figure out who wants to do that. I think that's how it works. Because when I did it, the year that I did it, I was on a team and I was with Holly and I think Lara Hanlon. She's the one that organized it, and she just needed my email address, and then we got in. And I was like, that's one lottery I didn't want to win, but here we go. So yeah. So
we'll get prepared to win it again this year.
I know.
Feel good about it.
Yeah. Woo! I thought about that this morning for a long while, and I was like, I trained so hard for that. Like I was running up Monadnock, like the service road that I did that multiple times. I ran up Uncanunic. I ran up Mountain Road in Goffstown. Like I did the treadmill at 12, like incline 12, just power walking. And race day, I was like, I got this. And I ran 0.2 of a mile.
Oh, it humbles you real quick, right?
I was like, oh, I don't got this. I do not got this.
I still haven't done the full thing because the only year I did it was the year that it got cut in half.
That's right.
Yeah.
So if I do it this year, I'm fully prepared to just power walk. I may run a little bit.
Power walk and swear the whole way.
Yep. Put a podcast on and just F-bomb my way up the hill. Hop off the trail, take a couple dumps, blame it on you. But I'll bring poop.
That was definitely Lindsey.
That one was Lindsey. I'll bring some poop bags.
You can leave little signs. That was Lindsey.
I actually, speaking of, I had a Code Brown this summer. It's been a while, but I don't know what. I think I ate something. You know what it was? I tried something new the night before, and I got these sausages. I ran with Jen. I literally was like, do you have any extra poop bags? Because she runs with Tux. And she's like, are you really going to take a shit on the side of the road? And I was like, well, if I don't shit in my pants first, yes. It was horrible. It was awful. Like I had to stop, and I was squeezing my butt cheeks holding on to a wall. And there was cars driving by, and I'm like, do you think they know that I'm trying really hard not to shit my pants? I had to do 3 bathroom stops.
She like, yes, absolutely.
She was in tears. Like she was crying, laughing so hard. And I was like, you're not helping. It was awful. I had to go into a Dunkin' Donuts. I went into Bridge Cafe, and I'll tell you what, those shorts are in the trash somewhere. It was bad. It was not good.
They're somewhere in a landfill.
It was so bad. That was like the worst Code Brown I've ever had in my life. And it hasn't, knock on wood. And I had 2 of those sausage leftovers, and those went in the trash with my shorts.
So what kind of sausage was it? So I can avoid
it. It was the place in Claremont, North Country that I was like, oh, I was like, protein. Woo. Yeah, not good. Not good.
Not good.
So, no, that was 0 stars. 0 stars. Got the mileage in. No, those I will not be. Even if Hannaford, if I came up and clipped the coupons and it was in there and they were free, no.
That's a sign of a hardcore runner when that happens several times and you keep going.
Oh yeah, I was like, I'm not quitting.
I've got to finish this run.
I was like, I'm a fucking disgusting human being right now. I am sitting in shitty shorts, driving myself home, proud that I ran the mileage, even though I had to make 2 toilet stops. Should have been a 3rd, but we know what happened there. I was like, that was brutal. But yeah, I know. It was to the point where I was like, it was a sunlight run too, so I couldn't just jump off into somebody's yard, you know? And I'm like, I'm literally running down a main road in Manchester, and I'm going to be on somebody's blink camera, like the lady from the Boston Marathon. Remember that?
Do you know how many people are like, "Hey, Lindsay, was that you?"
Yeah, right.
I got at least like 10 text messages after that. I'm like, "No, it wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Or remember
There's a
the
porta
lady?
potty every mile on
Yeah,
that
I know.
course."
I don't get
No.
that. Yeah. I'm like, do you remember the lady years ago? Do you know Creamland in Manchester?
Yes.
She took a shit behind the building, and it was like that. It blew up on social media, and I was like, honestly, I think if that was me, I would be like, yep, that was me. I knew I was gonna go viral somehow.
Always wanted to be internet famous.
Yeah, didn't think this was gonna be the route, but here we are. Here we are. But yeah, you can't do anything like anywhere because there's cameras literally everywhere. But,
Oh, yeah.
oh, and you know what else we need to work? We need to figure out an intro. So like when
yes,
Eric's
we
like,
do.
"What's up, everybody? Welcome to." We don't want to be like Eric and Erica. We got to come up with something
it's
different.
great. We do
Oh.
want. It's great. Just we want our own thing.
Yeah, yeah. No, I love their intro. It gets me all hyped. I'm like,
Super hyped.
Yeah, fist pumping. Woo. But speaking of Eric and Erica's intro, we have a little guest here who jumped in the studio. Who you want to say hi?
What's up, everybody?
There it
Welcome
is.
to Sample
See?
1 of the Recrap.
Sample one.
I've been in the studio for a little over 9 minutes now, and I love listening to what's going on here. And, Allie G is going to be mad because she keeps asking me to come on hers. I'm like, no, I'm not cool. I'm not cool. She's going to be like, you went on the Recrap and you didn't go on my podcast. But I am in a parking lot right now. The boys are in the back. We're waiting for Adeline to get out a dance, and they've been quiet this whole 8 minutes. And now that I'm talking, they want my attention. But I'm enjoying this. And you brought up the intro, and that would get you pumped up. Well, since it's the Recrap, and we'll talk about the past month, we did change up our intro this month. And
You did.
honestly, Tara, I already know your opinion. But Lindsay, you didn't answer when I asked. What do you think of the new intro?
Wait, when did you ask?
Probably the day after it came out.
Sometimes things get like lost in our group chat
Yeah.
because sometimes there's just so much going on.
Yeah, it was one of the chats. I don't remember. I said at first it's change, okay? Anytime there's change, it takes a little bit to get used to.
Yeah.
I just wasn't expecting it, so I was like, "Wait, what is this?" And I'm like, "Wait, who's that? Who's he talking to?" And then it was just like my brain's going like, "Bing, bing."
Oh yeah, because the first time, at first you think it's like a clip from the upcoming episode, and then you're like, "Wait, there's."
Yeah.
I like it. I like now. I think it's cool to like try and remember who's saying each little clip.
Right,
It's
right.
growing on me.
And the cool thing is I can throw in new clips in there pretty easily. I did get a phone call from one of our hardcore listeners from day one, Jay Parent. So shout out Jay Parent, and anyone who needs electrical needs, call Jay. Jay called me and says, "Thank God you didn't actually change the music." He goes, "I was worried and I was about to call you and say, don't change anything."
Yeah, don't change the music.
But
The music is great.
he loved the new intro. He loved what I did. It's here to stay for a while, but I do think eventually I'm going to miss the little teaser clip. I'm definitely going to miss that.
Oh. Yeah. It's cool though. We're evolving, we're growing.
How's sample 1 going? How's sample 1 for the what have you two been talking about? I caught a little bit of Winter Warrior, but what else is going on? Do you have any recrap questions for me?
We were just basically talking about how like this is obviously our first sample, so we're just kind of figuring ourselves out, and however we develop throughout the year, we might go different directions, but basically just talking about the past month guests, and if we had any like I think we were talking about Mary Morgan maybe, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm like, I feel like I could listen to her tell stories like all day long, or I feel like she needs a whole nother episode because she's just like a really cool chick.
Well, when she just drops something, she's like, "Oh yeah, I hiked Everest." And
Yeah,
you're like,
Mount Everest. I'm like, I think that needs its own episode.
right? Yeah.
So
I feel like she must have so many cool stories, and she's
Yeah.
just like, "Oh yeah, I've done Ironmans and I've done this
Right.
and that," like just super casual about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Australia, New Zealand, Nice, France, like getting all around. Like, holy cow, that's what I love about it sometimes is I'm learning things on the go. I really try to make it look like Erica learns things on the go. And by the way, she's not the one who's going to organize the Mount Washington thing. One of you have to do it.
Lindsay.
No, I'm gonna be the captain
All right, Captain.
because she don't do it.
I know.
Well,
we
if
all
we get
know.
in, hey, if we get in, that could be Captain Lindsay. That could be your name. We got to come up with a nickname for
Or-
Lindsay.
I think it's obviously gonna have to do with shit somehow.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Oh my gosh. I don't even know.
But I love what we're doing. I love that you two are just rolling with this. This is so cool. This is like, we're going to figure it out. We got to get your intro music, maybe change it up. It'll probably be the same intro music that I have for ours. But this is going to be a lot of fun. We got the Ali G show. We got more with Mo coming up. And Ptara Pterodactyl, you teased to me at the house. I don't even know if you told Lindsey this, but one of your visions for the recap, not just going back to the past month, but going way back in time. Why don't you can you fill us in a little more?
Yeah, I did actually briefly bring that up in the beginning, and was just thinking that, like, you guys are in, is this year 3 of the pod? So I think, 3 years ago you had on guest number 1 and 2 and 3 and all the way up to, the OGs of the pod. And it would be cool to kind of reach out to some of those guests, have them back on or have them hop in like you're doing right now in the studio and just be like, oh my God, from episode 7, we have so-and-so here. And, it's been 3 years. What do you got going on? What's new? Have you shit your pants recently?
Decent code pounds.
Well, that's so true, because like one of our first guests back in episode 6 or 7 or 8, it was 8 actually, Sarah Halleck, and she had the incident where she peed her pants at the Philly Marathon, and then she had the incident where she put the wetsuit on backwards. She's great. Like, it would be so cool to catch up with her. And like an Addie Zarenner, or like episode, I think it was 17 or 18, Rachel Runs for Medals. That would be so cool to go back in time and talk to some of those people and catch up.
Well,
Yeah.
and just all of the new things that they've done since then, I mean, we talked before, obviously, when we did the end of the year special, the Christmas special, about some of the guests this past year and how we would love to catch up with them, like, because obviously Wyatt, Jared.
Right.
Yeah.
Just to go back even further.
Well, I got to be honest, Erica's not going to give you Wyatt. Erica wants Wyatt.
No, obviously not.
Did you see, speaking of Wyatt, he's like in the airport right now flying to, is it Singapore?
No way.
Oh, really?
He's on his way
to do he's doing the other 777, which I didn't know there was multiple brands. So when the first one happened, I was like, I didn't know it was called the Great World Race. I thought it was called the World Marathon Challenge. And then all of a sudden, you find out there are 2. And I imagine they kind of compete, but we're just going to support all the runners. We're here for the runners, right?
Well, I don't know the only person I know on this one is Wyatt. They have like nobody that is like...
Becca Peasy is the race director, though.
Yeah.
We don't actually
Becca,
know Becca, but I'm really hoping we get to know her soon.
Yeah.
Boston Weeks is coming up. We should
Becca leads to Chara too.
Big Z.
So
Big Z.
Big
I
Z.
got 2 big guests in mind for Boston Weeks to start. The emails are going to go out in the next couple of days. I only want it to be one. I have one in mind who's a favorite, but the second one I think is going to actually work. So we'll see.
That's
it's
awesome.
not Big Z though. It's not Big Z.
That's okay. It's all right.
This is exciting. So you're not going to tell us?
No, I'm not going to tell you at all.
Yeah, like if I guessed if it was Susie Chan, would you give it away?
Of course he would.
He's like, wait.
All right,
wait,
I'm gonna give you one guess, but I'm gonna give you both one guess, but I'm not gonna say anything. I just want to hear who your guesses are, and then I gotta go because Adeline gets out of dance in 4 minutes.
But it's so broad.
I'm going with Des Linden.
Okay, and what's yours, Lindsey?
God. That would be a friggin' dream.
That would be awesome.
I'm going to do something that's not safe right now. I'm going to drive and podcast. This is a first.
No. You can only
that.
drive and podcast if you're driving the podcast mobile vehicle like we did in New York.
He turned, well.
At least
who's your guess, Lindsey?
Who's my guess? Let's see. Emma Bates.
Very cool. Very cool. I remember watching both of them, by the way, Des Linden and Emma Bates, run by us at mile 19 2 years ago. I don't recall it last year. I actually more so remember them 2 years ago because they both ran together separately by themselves. I think Emma Bates was doing pretty good, maybe third, top 5, but Des Linden was a little far back. So, but hey, great job. I think you're doing awesome. I'm so proud of the 2 of you. And
well, we have the best teachers in the world.
The best.
Well, thank you very much. But guys, you are rock stars. This is going to be a fun little journey we're doing. I love your creativity already with the samples and with you thinking about going way back in time. So let me know what you need, and this will be a lot of fun. But have fun. I'm going to jump off here because now we're going from dance to cheerleading.
Ooh. Sounds like a wild Tuesday night there, Eric.
This is my life.
So busy.
This is my
Pictures
life.
of you in a tutu, or it never happened.
Right. All right, have fun, ladies. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks.
Bye. That was great. But yeah, we need some type of intro, so we'll work on that too. Because I love like when Eric does like he just has the voice. Like you hear his voice and you're like, oh yeah, here he is.
It's happening.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, crap it in. Oh, there we go. Man, good stuff.
All right. What else do we have? Was there anything else?
I think that's about it. I mean, I know that we were going to like maybe chat about some of the guests, but we don't need to do that this time. I'm excited to see Kelly at the Run Show. Kelly Roberts.
Yeah,
she's
me
great.
too. Yeah.
I've been following her for a really long time. I think she's awesome.
Since the days when she was still taking selfies with like cute guys.
With hot guys, right? Yes. She's very cool. And I love how she called Erica out on her episode that running is not therapy. It's very true.
I was like, well,
yeah, I know. She's very true. But yeah, so I don't know, guys. Tell us what you think. DM Eric on the runs. If you have any ideas for us, let us know. What do you want more of?
Anything you want to hear more about? Any of the guests? I guess going way back to.
Yeah, if you guys want it, maybe we could do that. We could come up with the top. I'll look at on Spotify the top like 25. I just want to do like the first year, so however many episodes. I know they're ripping them out 2 times a week now, which is awesome, but they were just doing weekly, so I don't know, maybe the top 25 guests, and we'll pick a few out from a hat and see if we can connect with them and get them on and see what's going on. So I think that's a good start, and then we'll have more to come. So
we also need to come up with a sign off.
Oh yeah. Don't forget to wipe.
Don't forget to poop before you leave.
Don't forget the courtesy wipe, or never trust a fart. Oh my God. My boyfriend, I'm going to say this because he will never listen to this, but the other day he was like, oh shit. And he like took his jacket off and he ran. And then he came back and he was like, it was just a fart, but I'd rather trust the fart on the toilet than in my pants. I was like dead. I was like, very good. I was like, at our age, yes, 100%. So
that's the best advice ever.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, we'll come up with some, we'll figure it all out. We've got some, we probably won't record again for another month. So we've got some homework to do. But we just wanted to make sure we got this episode on the books. Sample 1 coming your way.
Sample 2 will be up next.
Stool sample 1 dropping Thursday at a toilet bowl near you. Oh my God. I literally can feel my 6-pack growing because I think I'm hilarious.
You are.
It's a shame I live alone. My dogs are the only ones that can get to hear this.
They think you're hilarious too.
They look at me like, oh, it's the crazy lady again. But she gives us Treatos. So, all right, awesome. This was fun. I'm really looking forward to this. I think we're going to have a blast with this.
It's going to be so much fun.
Anyways, on that note, yeah, we will pick this up again in end of the month, end of February. Oh my God, I can't wait till the end of February because then it's going to be March and then it's going to be warm.
And then it's going to be springtime. It'll be so much better.
And we won't be cold and miserable. Woo! We'll be hot and miserable.
We'll slightly have our shit together a little more.
Maybe. Not really.
Possibly.
Probably less. Hang on for a minute because I gotta hit. Do you have anything else you wanna? You good?
I thought you were gonna do like a sound effect. You're like, hold on.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me just rip one. Oh, I could do that. Could be our sign off. I literally could probably fart on command. That's how talented I am.
Good, but then I should.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to do it right now because I don't really have one brewing. But if I did, I would definitely remove the mic and like you see those with the person at Walmart and they take the phone off the thing and it's like just like throughout the store. I want to do that so bad. I would pee myself. I don't know what it is, but farts. You could tell me that the worst news in my entire life and then rip a fart and I will immediately laugh. I can't contain myself. Farting is literally my like healing. Don't bring me flowers, just fart. Come over to me and fart on my face. I don't even care how bad it smells. Immediately I will be better.